Okay, so Not the Good Girl has released a new video. I love Not the Good Girl. If you haven't checked her out already, go check her out. She has released a new video on one Miss Erika Kirk, and I've been dying to watch it. It came out today at time of filming. So I've been dying to watch it all day. Uh, I finally have the time. I figured I'd sit down and watch it with you guys. Miss Erika Kirk needs no introduction. Like, I'm sure you're aware. I'm sure you're aware. This woman is all over the place on a press tour, the memorial press tour. Like, okay, the funeral press tour. Huh? The grief press tour. It's. I'll go. I'll stop. Let's just get into it because I really want to watch this. And like, obviously, like I said, she needs no introduction. Let's just get into it.
I love submitting to Charlie because he's a phenomenal leader.
Don't worry about the school. Don't worry about the job. I actually think that that's some form of feminism, to be so caught up in, I have to have this career and I have to have this and I have to that. It's a distraction.
Women have it
All right, I I need about two. I'm gonna need to try to process. What the fuck was she wearing? What the fuck was that? Let me shrink myself for you. Okay, there. All right. So this crazy bitch. What did she say? What is she wearing? Okay. Also, what's she talking about? Don't get caught up in school and having a career? Bitch, how are we supposed to survive in this economy? Like, what are we talking about? Who can survive? The average American family cannot survive on one income. What do you want? I don't get. What are you, the Taliban? Like,
Some form of feminism, to be so caught up in, I have to have this career and I have
some form of feminism to have a career and a job and an education. That's like basic, 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 lowest level feminism. Like bare minimum, babe. Just to have a career. God.
to have this and I have to that. It's a distraction.
women have
What was she wearing there? That was crazy. Her taste is insane.
it so mixed up. You can have a career after children, but if you try to have a career while you have your kids, there is no such thing as balance. That is such
Hold up. Wait a minute. Because you are the CEO of Turning Point USA. What are you talking about? Wait. You're working full time. You're on a press tour to celebrate your husband's. I don't. Girl, what? Did you think not brushing your hair that day would make you seem relatable? Like, I don't get this.
a myth.
Erika Franzwey built her life on education, ambition, and personal autonomy. As Miss Arizona 2012, with beauty and grace, she was determined to
Did
make
you just say personal autonomy? I mean, girl, you did just play a clip of her saying that she loves to submit to Gums McGee, Charlie Kirk, with a hairline that looked like the McDonald's look. Anyway,
it as Miss United States.
I love that movie.
But when that didn't happen, she was intent on becoming a reality TV star in New York City. Then she met and married Charlie Kirk, the CEO of a conservative organization pulling in $85 million.
What? You were trying to be this beauty pageant girl, didn't work out for you. Trying to be like a reality star, like a celebrity, like didn't work out for you, and you had to settle for marrying Charlie Kirk. Wow. Chopped liver does not begin to describe the situation.
Dollars a year tax-free. Almost overnight, Erika began telling women to do the opposite of what she did: give up their careers, submit to their husbands, and stay home with their children. But when her husband was killed, something interesting happened. Erika didn't step back or stay home with her children who had just lost their father.
She burst from the ashes like a phoenix, bitch. Like, she's insane.
Instead, she stepped into her husband's role as CEO. Suddenly, the woman preaching sacrifice and submission was hosting lavish multi-million-dollar events, black-tie dinners with celebrities, and networking with billionaires, while her own children were being looked after by others. The grieving widow made sure to appear everywhere the cameras were, dabbing her eyes with a hand weighed down by gold rings. And she continued promoting biblical womanhood, not just as a belief system, but as a marketing strategy, a political tool, and a purity culture revival. Erika preaches to other women about the sweet life of domesticity. Domesticity that could be sweet if you live in a $5 million mansion like she does. But Erika isn't building a life of submission. She's building an empire while telling other women that their highest calling is obedience, self-denial, and domestic confinement. This is a story of a woman with relentless ambition. Ambition that doesn't match the ideology she promotes. It's a story of...
compare her to Homelander?
What happens when teachings about female submission are promoted by women who hold significant power, wealth, and influence? After all,
The hair choices. You know she just wants to rat it up, like to the gods. And her style's like, no, girl, just do it normal today. She's like, no, I want to rat it up. Girl.
cruelty sells best when it wears lipstick and quotes scripture. This is the story of Erika Kirk.
Is that her wedding dress? Ew.
Erika Lane Francevy was born on November 20th of 1988. While she was born in Ohio, she was raised in Scottsdale, Arizona. Not long after her birth, her parents Kent and Lori Francevy divorced. Online sources claim Kent Francevy is a businessman and investor who founded an investment firm called CKF Group LLC, but I have not been able to independently confirm this through primary business filings. One thing is clear: unlike his daughter, Kent Francevy keeps a very low profile. Lori raised her daughter after the divorce and was an entrepreneur.
Isn't her dad CIA? I thought her dad was CIA or somebody was CIA. Her family CIA, I think. I don't know.
With professional success. She worked for nearly 20 years at General Electric before starting several businesses in network security. While information on Lori's exact business ventures is limited, Erika's own account describes her mother as a woman who emphasized service and independence. Erika's mother's background is central to understanding her upbringing. Lori raised Erika in a Catholic household. They regularly attended church and, according to Erika, engaged in service activities such as helping at soup kitchens and doing charity work. Experiences she later cited as important to her.
She's Catholic. I'm Catholic. She thinks what's going on is normal. Like, huh? What do we... Wait. I thought she was like evangelical. We got some weird ass Catholics down there in America.
Her faith and sense of purpose. These early experiences seem to have shaped Erika's faith and worldview, but the version of Christianity that Erika would go on to champion later in life would be nothing like the service-oriented faith she once described. Lori's financial stability afforded Erika a wide range of opportunities, things like private education, competitive sports, and pageantry. As a young person, Erika was active in sports and community work. In school, she played basketball and volleyball, defying the stereotype of a demure, sheltered upbringing one might associate her with today. She described herself in later interviews as someone...
Because she's as fake as a $3 bill. She will go as wherever the wind turns, wherever she thinks will get her some attention. Clearly, like...
What of a tomboy, saying that she didn't wear heels until age 14 and was more comfortable with athletic pursuits than anything overtly labeled as feminine. From the beginning, Erika's life was shaped by privilege. She attended high school at the prestigious Notre Dame Prep School, where tuition currently costs $21,500 per year, with a $3,700 discount for practicing Catholic families. That means for Catholic families who choose to send their children there, they're paying over $71,000 for one child's high school education. Erika was not someone to sit on the sidelines. Even in her teen years, she was comfortable with leadership and public visibility. At age 18, she founded a nonprofit called Everyday Heroes Like You, which claims it's designed to bring visibility to under-recognized charitable efforts and community contributors. After high school, Erika attended Regis University in Colorado, where she played NCAA Division II basketball for at least one season before transferring back to Arizona. She completed her undergraduate studies at Arizona State University, earning a bachelor's degree in political science and international relations. Later, she pursued a Juris Master in Legal Studies from Liberty University Online, a conservative Christian institution. As recently as 2025, she was studying for a doctorate in biblical studies. If Liberty University sounds familiar, it's because we did a documentary on the former Liberty University president, Jerry Falwell Jr., and his scandals with a pool boy. While she was busy in college, Erika made time to compete in beauty pageants. High-end pageants at the state and national levels usually consist of 3 portions for which contestants are judged: the interview, the swimsuit portion, and the evening gown presentation with an on-stage question. Sometimes competitors will have to do a talent portion as well. Not only do high-end pageants offer a platform and prizes, but many provide scholarship opportunities. For example, the Miss America organization offers the winner $60,000 in scholarship money and $10,000 to each runner-up. Pageant competition doesn't come cheap, however. High-end pageants often require contestants to purchase their swimsuits, shoes, and more from specified retailers. Competitors can be disqualified if they don't. One pageant swimsuit can cost hundreds of dollars. An evening gown can cost into the thousands, and that doesn't include the interview and talent outfits, required headshot and promo photos, accessories, makeup and hair products, or travel and accommodation costs.
All that to possibly lose Garcelle. Sorry, not the point. Love, but what? All that to lose? Like, what if you blew? Like, only one person win?
A pageant entrance fee can cost anywhere from $50 to over $3,000. In interviews from that era, Erika described competing as a way to raise awareness for her charitable causes, saying, "When I learned that by competing I could touch more people and further my causes, I knew it was a chance to make a greater impact."
Okay,
In
Playboy.
2010, she competed in Miss Arizona USA and was named first runner-up. She returned in November of 2011 to walk the stage once more, and this time she won the crown. She would officially be 2012's Miss Arizona.
Slim Pickens, eh? In Arizona. Sorry. I mean, it's Arizona.
If I could be great at one thing, I wish that I could sit in front of a mirror or a makeup mirror in general and spend more than just 20 minutes to a half hour looking at myself and
Get a nose job?
actually take the time to put my makeup on and do my hair. Because after a while, after that 20-minute mark, I'm like, okay, tinted moisturizer, slab of mascara, lip gloss, out the door. If I could have it that way, it would be perfect. So I might need to work on that.
What? Oh.
I have respect for the individuals that are in the pornography industry, not because they're degrading women or anything like that, but because that's their field and they are professionals. So I give them credit for being able to have a job and make money and stimulate the economy that way. But I think that there needs to be a way to
Liberal. La la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl deaths. Forced government euthanasia. Liberal.
shield it from the overall public, such as the kids, keep it away from them. But in general, that's a tough one. I'd really have to say that we live in a free country, so if you want to watch it, turn on your pay-per-view. If not, then why don't you turn on something else that's a little bit more G-rated? Just a thought.
Oh.
I do think it should be legalized, so just take this miniature journey with me for just a second,
Liberal.
and instead of looking at the negative side, let's look at the positive side real quick. I do think it should be legalized, so just take this miniature journey with me for just a second, and instead of looking at the negative side, let's look at the positive side real quick. After watching several documentaries, I do think it should be legalized because it not only has some remedies to some modern day medicines that we use, but it also can be taxed so we can get some extra stimulus money, just a thought. And on top of that, I think that as our country is evolving and things are happening around the world, we really need to start taking into consideration just some alternatives to things. So I think we need to see both sides of this. So open dialogue, I'm all for it.
Oh, wow.
Becoming the title holder elevated her profile significantly and gave her access to media exposure and special events. It also gave her access to the national pageant circuit at Miss USA, where 50 U.S. states and the District of Columbia would compete for the coveted Miss USA title. The Miss Universe organization was purchased by Trump in 1996, which gave him ownership of not only Miss Universe, but also Miss USA and Miss Teen USA. After Trump's comments with Billy Bush leaked about how he liked to essay women, several former contestants, some who competed as far back as 1997, accused Trump of entering the pageant changing room where girls as young as 15 were naked or partially undressed. Trump never denied this, and it wasn't long before a 2005 Howard Stern interview began circulating online, in which Trump bragged to Stern about doing exactly what the victims described when he said, quote, "I'll go backstage before a show and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. You know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant and therefore I'm inspecting it. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes and you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that." End quote. Miss Universe is a diverse organization that hosts one of the world's largest pageants with beauty queens from over 120 countries competing together on one stage. In 2015, Trump made racist comments about Mexicans that sparked widespread backlash. Univision and NBC were set to broadcast the Miss USA pageant the following month, but they refused.
That's why it always confuses me when people are like debating whether Donald Trump is racist. He came out the gate racist as fuck. Like, you guys are fools.
To air it and stated it was because Trump made insulting remarks about Mexican immigrants. Univision had planned to air the event in Spanish. Due to the financial fallout and widespread criticism, Trump was forced to sell the Miss Universe organization that same year. He, of course, threatened a lawsuit and blamed the Mexican government for the fallout. Erika Kirk couldn't have known when she walked the stage at Miss USA in 2012 that she would one day cross paths with Trump again in a very big way. While Erika stated her pursuit of pageantry was a vehicle for philanthropy and to be of service to others, it's important to note the realities underneath that language. Beauty pageants are, fundamentally, a public performance. They place contestants in front of cameras, sponsors, judges, and audiences. Winning a title like Miss Arizona requires a degree of image management and presentation. Both are skills that would later translate directly into the political and media work Erika pursued. While she didn't win the USA title, Miss Arizona didn't let that keep her out of the spotlight. Erika was in her girl boss era. She was independent, ambitious, and ready to become famous. After graduating from Arizona State University in 2012, she was featured as the love interest in Emerson Drive's She's My Kind of Crazy. To the present-day audience, the playful music video with its denim and cowboy boots feels far removed from the poised Christian influencer Erika had become. But at the time, this appearance was simply another step in her pursuit of public recognition. A 3-minute music video was great, but Erika
Attention. She wants attention.
Wanted more. She dreamed of becoming a reality TV star. In 2014, Erika was featured in Arizona Foothills magazine. The article was titled, "An Ideal Day According to Erika Fronsvie." Erika starts out by writing, "I've truly come to realize if you want to make God laugh, tell him your future plans. A large percentage of the population would view my idea of a normal day as a bit insane, yet I would prefer the term organized chaos. Being a modern-day nomad and a Jane of all trades, my agenda ranges from scheduling events through my nonprofit, Everyday Heroes Like You, to hopping on a plane and riding the Southwest bus to Los Angeles for a photo shoot or a hosting gig. I think it's important to view every day as an ideal day. It's all about maintaining a positive mindset. Sure, my life is unpredictable, but I don't expect people to understand my grind. So here it is, starting from the morning alarm going off to the alarm being set and everything in between. She goes on to share a busy day of going to the gym, returning emails, a conference call with casting producers to hear the latest updates about contestant lineups for upcoming reality TV shows that she wants to be on, and making flight reservations to go to LA for a photo shoot. She also mentioned lunch with her mom and going to the shooting range for some target practice with her dad and to talk about his emergency preparedness bug-out bags. The last part of her day consisted of Erika meeting with her boyfriend JT. JT Massey, also known as Tyler Massey, is a minor league baseball player. Erika wrote about him twice in her ideal day, saying they met up for happy hour and then spoke on the phone before bed where they said their nightly prayers together. She ended the article by writing, "So there it is, my own version of a 9 to 5, attacking each day with messy hair and a thirsty heart to make a difference in the lives of others and leave behind my own legacy. I feel so blessed to live in such an incredible country where we as individuals are able to live freely while passionately pursuing our dreams. Thank you to the brave men and women who have fought to defend that right for us and protect our freedom. The beautiful part about this thing called life is that each day is already written, so all you really are asked to do is simply just live it." Her saccharine sweet words at the end of the article came with the reminder to her readers that everything she was doing was to make a difference in the lives of others. These reminders of selflessness had become a running theme in Erika's life. JT and Erika also auditioned
Selflessness while also being the most self-centered person on the earth. Like, it's crazy. If you are constantly talking about your selflessness, maybe it's just selfishness.
for The Amazing Race together. This is part of their audition video.
Hi!
Good morning, America!
I've lived in China. I've lived in Chongqing. I've been to Romania. I've been to Croatia. Lived in
Oh,
Puerto
we know about the Romania girl. You haven't been to China? Are you a spy? I'm just kidding. But, so, did you like it in China? That's a pretty liberal thing to do. Girl, like, what this woman is fake as a $3 bill.
Rico for a little bit. Really handsome.
You look gorgeous. Are you fixing my... I got a little bacon. Babe, that's deep in there. Give them a cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it.
Sex sells, babe.
Sex sells. That's me.
That's against our religion.
Oh, it does.
It's not within the confines of marriage. It's like we went through a little test these first 5 months before.
Well, and not only that, like, think about the time difference. Like, I'm 2 hours behind, so he doesn't get to sleep until like 2, and I go to bed at like midnight or sometimes even later. And then when we are here in Tulsa together, we don't go to bed the first night until like 3-ish because we stay up talking because it's like a slumber party. It's
right, you're catching up with your best friend, and then she's on California time, and then it's usually like a late flight because she's finishing work, and so it's just we're used to crazy schedules because of our unique jobs anyway. So it's just
organized chaos.
No, we're gonna make fun of you if you make a team T-shirt. We would definitely make fun of you. That's coming down hard. And we wouldn't even be afraid to make fun of you. We would probably make fun of you to your face, too. For sure. Because whatever we say about them, behind their back, we would say to their face. For sure. 100%. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Straight up. So if we don't like you, we'll tell you we don't like you. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Yeah.
They just say they bully people. Wait. What just happened? I'm confused.
Censored?
Probably.
Censored?
Probably not. But it would be very uncomfortable. Yeah. But anything dealing with confrontation, that's on me. That's her. She lets it out. Calm, cool, and collected. Yeah. I have my pretty boy right here for that. Cold as ice. As cold as ice. I love when you pet my face. I know, your beard's really...
What the fuck am I watching right now? What the hell?
Yeah. But yes, pick us. Please. We will not let you down.
Not long after, Erika was ready to expand her personal brand beyond Arizona. Knowing she would have more modeling and casting opportunities in New York City, Erika moved to the Big Apple. While working to build her entertainment career, she also began working as a real estate agent for the Corcoran Group, a respected real estate agency founded by Shark Tank investor Barbara Corcoran. In 2018, she launched a clothing line called Proclaim Streetwear, a Christian clothing brand that promotes itself
How many lives has this woman lived? What the fuck?
as being made in the USA. Different articles of clothing come with Bible verses written on them and battle phrases like the Lord's Army. Their signature sweatshirt reads, "They said Noah was a conspiracy theorist, and then it rained." Erika seemed to be having the time of her life as an ambitious city girl. Her pictures from that time show a creative and carefree Erika. She quoted Jay-Z and Kanye, she posted selfies often, and photos of herself loving NYC, calling it a place that felt like home. She loved doing different makeup styles.
I thought it was a liberal wasteland. Like, what are we doing here?
And getting into costume, donning a gold snake on her head. She got to interview Jessica Alba about her baby and personal care company. She even shared with her audience a picture of herself getting a tattoo. In one picture, or what some might call an eerie bit of foreshadowing, Erika can be seen in 2016 wearing an American flag dress, standing in a kitchen, holding a semi-automatic weapon, and grabbing a handful of bullets from a kitchen.
I figured it would be a knife and a cake or something. What the fuck? Americans are so weird. What?
KitchenAid mixing bowl. She captioned it, "Because America." She couldn't have known how right she was. In an interview from December of 2025, Erika claimed that for the 5 years she lived in NYC, she didn't date.
But what I will say is, when I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because
Who is that woman? Wait a minute. Why did they replace Barry Weiss? Did they yassify Barry Weiss? Who is that lady? Wait a minute. I'm going to research it up. Give me a second. This is the... So, who's that? What the fuck? What? I am confusion. Okay. Did they yassify Barry Weiss? The fuck?
vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than going, I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another.
She said that before meeting Charlie, she didn't date or drink, but these were lies. Not only did Erika drink, she was also in a relationship with a man named Cabot Phillips in 2017. It's been reported that at the time, Cabot was a producer for Charlie Kirk. From photos and videos of her time living in New York, Erika has been seen with alcohol. In this clip from a reality show she was on called Summer House, which was filmed in 2018 and aired in 2019, Erika goes on a date in Season 3, Episode 11. While on this double date, Erika can be seen drinking alcohol. There's nothing wrong with dating, drinking in moderation, or showing one's body in whatever way they choose as long as it's consensual. Erika was more than happy to do these things if it meant she could further her career.
Okay. I don't know about that print. Not the point. Wait, I don't like this photo shoot. It's very cultural appropriating. Aside from the fact that there's an evangelical telling women to stay home and submit to their husbands, naked on the screen. What is going on? Where are your clothes at? Also, why would you publicly lie so bold-facedly about provable shit when you've tried to be in the public eye for over a decade? Like, there's so much proof. Why would you lie about that? Like, lie about something there's no proof of. Lie about something there's no evidence of the opposite of. Like, what?
This discrepancy isn't a footnote. It's evidence that Erika has reconstructed her personal narrative to serve the ideology she now profits from, presenting herself as a woman who intentionally
Fake as the $3 bill.
avoided dating, drinking, or ambition before finding her calling is in many ways just part of her performance, because public record tells a different story. In fact, Erika was not a champion for what she now sells: submissiveness. She not only earned 3 degrees, worked at an elite real estate agency, and started her own clothing company, she wanted the media to be more unifying instead of pitting right versus left. She wanted young women to be empowered, and she didn't appreciate being looked at as only a beauty queen.
That stigma of a pageant girl is the complete opposite of who I am. I very rarely wear heels if it just is not me. So
oh, you're not like other girls. Cool. Like, bitch, what have you done that is not... Anyways.
Entrepreneur, young women empowerment lane. And I think that's so important too, to be able to deliver fresh content in a different way, and in a way that's not left or right, and not politically stigmatized being Democrat or Republican. And I think that's really cool and important.
But all that would change when Erika met Charlie Kirk, marking a turning point in her pursuit of influence. Charlie Kirk criticized women with careers, saying women in their early 30s were no longer in their prime and that no man would want them anymore.
30s?
No Christian parent should ever allow their daughter on birth control, ever. Period. That is, and if your daughter's on birth control or granddaughter, get them off. We basically told.
Ew. Okay, whoa. Being against birth control is one thing. The way you said it is another. What? Wait, what? What? Ew. We don't need teenagers to have children, Charles. Oh my God, look him up there. That hairline is diabolical. Holy shit.
A great generation of young women don't get married, don't have kids, go get a corporate job, and it's created mass political hysteria. And then in their early 30s, they get really upset because they say, you know, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, it's just true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry. It's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s. But again, you have your corporate job and cats.
Yet,
what is he talking about? Like, what? He's just like imagining an existence for somebody. This is his whole career, is just imagining women and maligning that imagined woman. That is how he got into prominence in the first place. Writing an entire essay blaming a hypothetical, imaginary black woman for taking his spot through DEI at West Point, even though there was no black woman. He just made that up. That's why he got popular in the conservative circles. And then some random racist motherfucker, old bitch that died from COVID, he gave him like millions of dollars to open this fucking Turning Point USA. All because of his crazy diluted essay that he, like, his hallucination. Again, this is what he's doing right here. Like, what?
When 25-year-old Charlie met 30-year-old Erika, he decided to go
25, 30? You're talking about people not in their prime? Girl. Also, when were you ever in your prime? Sitting up there with your gummy smile looking like a whole pack of fucking juicy fruit. Shut the fuck up. You ain't a prize.
In 2018, Erika applied for a job at Turning Point USA, the far-right organization founded in 2012 that focuses on mobilizing conservative politics among young people, especially on college campuses and online. TPUSA promotes authoritarianism with hierarchy over equality and an emphasis on obedience, discipline, and traditional gender roles. TPUSA promotes Christian nationalism and claims the U.S. is in moral and cultural collapse. It works against civil rights under the guise of family values and acts as an on-ramp from mainstream conservatism to more extreme ideologies, with a specific focus on college students. Due to its mission statement claiming to identify, educate, train, and organize students to promote the principles of fiscal responsibility, free markets, and limited government, TPUSA gets to be a tax-free organization. Under the IRS, it's classified as a nonprofit. According to Erika and Charlie, what began as a job interview quickly turned into something else entirely. They met at a restaurant in New York City, talked at length about religion, politics, and culture, and Erika was hoping she'd get the job when Charlie cut the interview short. He told her he wasn't going to hire her. Instead, he wanted to date her. The skills Erika had developed earlier in life, public speaking, image management, network.
Ew. Could you imagine going to an interview and then guys like, oh no, I'm not gonna hire you, but do you wanna fuck? Want to go date? Do you want to go out to dinner? No, I want a job. I want to be able to have an income. Wait, what?
These were all directly
And she was open to that?
this new space of conservative politics. By the time she met Charlie, Erika already had the tools of public influence, and TPUSA presented her with a stage. But that stage wasn't built in a vacuum. It was built by Charlie Kirk and his building.
My God. Woof. Why was his face so small? God, he looks like a toe. Like I said, that's a gummy smile, bitch. It's like a, oh. Like, oy.
Billionaire buddies. Charles James Kirk was born on October 14th in 1993 in Arlington Heights, Illinois, and raised in the nearby Chicago suburbs of Arlington Heights and Prospect Heights. He came from an upper middle class home and was raised by
What the damn hell is that? Oh my God. His head looks like a light bulb. Wait. Megamind called. You stole his whole skull. What? He looks like that from the beginning? Crazy. Whoa.
by his parents Robert and Catherine Kirk. His father was an architect whose firm was involved in major projects, including Trump Tower in New York City. His mother worked as a mental health counselor. Growing up, Charlie participated in the Boy Scouts of America, earning the rank of Eagle Scout, and he became active in local Republican campaigns as a teenager, volunteering for Mark Kirk's Senate campaign. Same last name, but no relation. At age 17, while still in high school, Charlie wrote an opinion piece for the conservative outlet Breitbart News, decrying what he claimed was liberal bias in his high school economics textbooks. This article ultimately led to his first appearance on Fox News and put him on the radar.
That's him in high school? Oh. Bruh. Dude looks like Beavis and Butthead. What the fuck are we talking about? What the hell?
Of national conservative audiences. Charlie stated his number one dream in life was to get into the most prestigious and oldest military academy, West Point. After graduating high school, he applied and was denied. He then enrolled at Harper College, a community college in the Chicago area, but dropped out after only one semester in 2012. He later took some part-time classes online, but never completed a degree, instead focusing full-time on building his political movement. In interviews, he
This motherfucker was going around trying to get fucking college professors fired for teaching the truth on authoritarianism and fascism and the right wing and like what? And he not even fucking college educated?
About not attending a four-year university, framing his dropout status as a badge of honor rather than a career limitation. But Charlie's lack of education was evident.
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the? I'm sorry. Is this
It means little human being.
Ew.
Can a civilization continue when it cuts off what gave it life? Probably not. And that's what modernity is flirting with right now. And so then you get all these counterfeit religions. You get environmentalism. Why do you guys think you guys are doing this insane net neutral carbon stuff by 2050?
Yeah.
So you get rid of Christianity and then you get a substitute form of earth worship.
Although his parents were conservative and supportive of Republican...
Bitch, don't you think that your God would want you to cherish the earth that he gave you, motherfucker? Maybe you don't want to destroy the gift that he gave you. Like, what? What?
Causes. They
oh
were
my
not...
God, even though sister got the forehead. Sorry.
Career politicians or national figures themselves. They initially hesitated when Charlie proposed foregoing college to build a political movement, prompting him to ask for just 90 days to prove his idea would work. So in 2012, at 18 years old, Charlie co-founded Turning Point USA with conservative mentor Bill Montgomery, a Tea Party-aligned activist. He encouraged Charlie to turn his campus speech circuit into a full-time organization. Charlie's father is credited with proposing the name Turning Point. Charlie described the time as having no money, no connections, and no idea what he was doing. But the organization quickly began attracting attention and support. Drawing on early personal connections and affinity for the Republican donor
had money? He just gave you millions of dollars. Wait, what?
Network, Charlie and TPUSA secured substantial financial backing as their influence grew. At the 2012 Republican National Convention, Charlie met billionaire investor Foster Friess, who became one of TPUSA's early financial backers. It was a relationship that helped legitimize the organization. Over time, TPUSA's donor base expanded to include major figures, including Home Depot co-founder Bernard Marcus and other wealthy conservative benefactors, propelling it from a small campus organization into a national network with chapters on thousands of college and high school campuses and tens of millions of dollars in annual revenue. It was reported that TPUSA's revenue grew from just a few $1,000s in its early years to more than $81.7 million by 2023, with an affiliated political action arm bringing the combined figure above to $90 million. Charlie's own influence grew alongside TPUSA's finances. By his late 20s, he was a well-known conservative voice, regularly appearing on TV and speaking at major party events. He was the youngest speaker at the 2016 Republican National Convention and engaged in national campaigns to rally youth support for Republican and MAGA candidates. That same year, one of Charlie's earliest and most controversial innovations, the Professor Watch List, was launched by TPUSA. The college dropout called college campuses islands of totalitarianism and declared the Professor Watch List was designed to identify college professors accused of discriminating against conservative students or promoting more liberal views. The Watch List quickly became a lightning rod. Critics argued...
By liberal views, they just mean like factual history or like assessments of politics. Like, it's insane.
That it did more than expose bias. There were concerns that it could endanger the personal and professional lives of educators by making their names, photos, and allegations widely accessible. One of the more popular professors on the list was Professor Heather Cox Richardson. The concerns about the watch list were not theoretical. Multiple professors placed on the list reported receiving waves of online abuse, threats, and intimidation. Some were even doxxed. Others required campus security or temporarily altered their teaching practices out of fear. At least 4 University of Florida professors detailed how the presence of their names on the watch list contributed to an environment of intimidation and fear. While TPUSA denied responsibility for threats, it was clear
what a legacy to leave, right? Like, that's just crazy.
That Charlie's rhetoric created a climate where harassment felt justified. As Charlie's influence grew, hate was spreading through the country like a virus. In a stunt aimed at mocking resistance to hate speech on campus, members of Kent State's Turning Point chapter held a protest in fall of 2017 in which they wore adult diapers, sucked on pacifiers, and promoted the phrase, "Safe spaces are for children." This pattern of speech with real-world consequences would follow Charlie throughout his career.
Okay, you're trying to attack me, which is ridiculous, like asking me what my salary is. Sure, I'll reveal it willingly.
You brought it up in context. I'm asking, why don't you live like a socialist?
Okay.
Go live like a socialist.
The point is larger than that, Charlie.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk.
I
live as a capitalist.
Hey,
okay? I live when I believe.
No.
What do I do? I get dirty every single year.
Hold on.
What's my salary? Hold on. Less than his.
Charlie, take a seat.
Come on, Shake, let's go.
Charlie,
What are you doing?
take a seat. Psycho? All right, no. Take a seat. You're going to take a seat.
Jank always yelling at somebody.
Oh,
my God.
What's my salary?
All right.
Oh, ridiculous. All right, behave, everyone. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I practice what I preach.
Charlie.
You do not practice what you preach.
Charlie.
Drag queen?
All right, hold on. Last point.
What's she doing there?
Last point. You don't...
And there was one thing Charlie never got over: not getting into West Point. In December of 2017, The New Yorker did a profile on Charlie. In the interview, Charlie claimed his West Point slot went to a far less qualified candidate of a different gender and a different persuasion. He also claimed to know their test scores, but never supplied any evidence for any of his claims.
Because the other person does not exist. That's why.
Following year in 2018, he still hadn't let it go. In a Politico interview, Charlie claimed he lost his West Point spot to a person that was a different ethnicity and gender. Only this time, he stated it was because of affirmative action. Whether it was because he believed his unearned spot at West Point had been stolen by a minority, a woman, or because of something else.
It was not. Just a delusion that he made up in his mind.
Charlie's hatred for women and minorities was evident in his rhetoric. He didn't like that someone could lose their job for saying something racist. He said he'd be worried about flying on a plane if the pilot was black because he wouldn't.
But he also wants professors to be fired for teaching facts.
Didn't think he was truly qualified. When Taylor Swift got engaged to Travis Kelce, Charlie said, quote, "Reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge." End quote.
This is monumental breaking news. This is bigger than ending the Russian-Ukrainian war. This is seismic, earth-shattering stuff. This is bigger than World War II, honestly. This is bigger than storming the beach, than Iwo Jima. What, of course, I'm talking about is...
Millions dead, but Taylor Swift is getting married. Who the fuck cares, you fucking weirdo? Look at that hairline, dude. I know I keep on bringing it up, but damn. Woo! You can be a hateful bitch and get all that money, but God gonna snatch that hairline.
This is a moment that will live in infamy. Taylor Swift is now engaged to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, the pharmaceutical spokesperson, and Taylor Swift, the pop star, are now officially engaged. I think there's actually something here that we should all celebrate. How often do we on this program talk about the 3 M's make you a better citizen and more conservative? Which, of course...
Bitch, don't be talking about M's when your fucking hairline looks like that.
is mortgage, marriage, and mating. And so Taylor Swift obviously has plenty of mortgages. She's got more homes than I'll ever have. She's incredibly wealthy. But maybe one of the reasons why Taylor Swift has been so just kind of annoyingly liberal over the last couple of years is that she's not yet married and she doesn't have children. I say this non-sarcastically. I say this as a husband and a father. Taylor Swift might de-radicalize herself. She might come back down to reality. I want them to have lots of children. Taylor Swift...
You're so weird. Ew. Why are conservatives obsessed with breeding? It's so weird. Weird.
Swift might go from...
also hate sex. It's crazy.
A cat lady to a J.D. Vance supporter. And I think we should celebrate that. She should have more children than she has houses. Ooh. That is my challenge, Taylor Swift. And I'm not being sarcastic. I think that if she ends up having children, she'll stop this kind of liberal endorsing Joe Biden nonsense. And we want Taylor Swift on Team America. Reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge. And most importantly, I can't wait to go to a Taylor Kelce concert. I can't say it without laughing. You got to change your name. If not, you don't really mean it. Congratulations, Taylor.
Ew.
When asked whether he would support his 10-year-old daughter aborting a pregnancy if she was R-worded, Charlie said he would make his 10-year-old daughter go through with delivering the baby. Charlie claimed that feminism had poisoned women against their natural roles, argued that birth control made women angry and bitter, and repeatedly encouraged women to prioritize childbirth over education or careers. On LGBTQ+ issues, Charlie described transgender identity as a mental disorder and called for Nuremberg-style trials for doctors who provided gender-affirming care. He suggested that
And that's why you got buried with no neck.
transgender people should be dealt with the way society handled them in the 1950s and 60s, and ranted that the American Democrat Party hated the US because they, quote-unquote, love it when America becomes less white.
The world is a much better place without you in it.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Because of DEI,
you're disgusting.
It begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified.
No, the fuck it does not, because that's not what DEI is. What the fuck are you talking about? First of all, what you are actually trying to refer to is called affirmative action. That's a different thing than diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like, that's different, actually. Affirmative action, still, regardless, is not even what you are actually implying it is. Like, you still need to be just as qualified as everybody else. It's just a system which places the bias out of other people's hands. It's a systematic thing in which they need to fix a system and they need to do it quickly. Diversity, equity, inclusion takes time. It's a process. Affirmative action is immediate. You hire one. Like, my mother was hired through an affirmative action campaign, and she has an amazing career because of it. She works in leadership now in that career. She's done we've had a great life because of that career. And I will be the biggest fucking advocate for it. It's not what you think it is. You have to be qualified, and then they go down the list of like one white guy, one black man, one woman, one in Canada. Here we have one indigenous person. I don't know if it would be like Latin person in the States. I'm not sure how you would go about it, but that's what affirmative action is. You still need to be qualified. They still take the recruits out of a pool that passed all of the necessary qualifications. You are just a racist piece of shit, Charlie Kirk. Like, when you see somebody in, like, when you see a pilot in their uniform with all of the things to symbol that they are qualified in the job that they're doing, like, obviously they wouldn't be able to fly a fucking plane if they weren't qualified to land it. Like, what are we talking about? Why are you like, you are? I can't stand this whole, like, you act as though we are hysterical, only giving jobs to people because they are black. No, you have to be qualified, and then on top of that, you are black. Like, that's like, white people are so fucking stupid. It's so annoying.
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder,
what?
Is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? No one really cares when it's HR.
In customer service? What qualification do you need to work in customer service? What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's an entry-level job. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking?
Managers. No one cared when it was, just kind of paper shufflers or even engineers. But now when it's like, wait, hold on a second. You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
These were not casual...
Wait, what? What? What does that mean? Wait, what? What? Have you ever met a black lesbian? Please, tell me. Well, you can't, you're dead. Also, your neck got shot open like a fucking, like the piece of shit you are.
remarks buried in old interviews. They were delivered on his own platforms to millions of followers. What made Charlie Kirk effective and dangerous was not just what he said, but how he said it. He adopted the language of persecution while wielding immense institutional power. Backlash became censorship. Accountability became tyranny. Every criticism was reframed as proof that he was right. Yes, based on his words alone, the college dropout and West Point reject.
That's called narcissism, by the way.
Hated women and minorities, and Erika found this attractive. By the time she entered Charlie's orbit, Turning Point USA was no longer simply an organization. It was a machine.
I met Erika for the first time at this office, Turning Point USA office.
So we met at the office opening, the Turning Point headquarters office opening, the first one, August 2018. And I had no idea what to expect because I was coming into the office from the standpoint of they were potentially going to hire me.
And I knew of Erika. I saw Erika. And we had a very brief meeting at the office. And then I had my first conversation with Erika.
He'll tell it differently, so I'll tell you from my side. I was in the Hamptons. I get a random DM on my phone. I have zero service when I'm out there, and all of a sudden this DM flashes up, and it's like, Charlie Kirk DM'd you. Because it's so Charlie. August 31st, 2018. Hey, shoot me a text at, and gave me his number. I didn't respond for a few days.
It's so Charlie. He just said, text me and gave you his number. What is that? Literally no personality at all. Just what?
Instagram messaged her and said I urgently needed to meet with her. And she said, why? And it was partially a job interview and also partially something else.
So when I eventually messaged him back, via text, I was like, hey, nice to officially meet you again. What did you want to talk about? Because it was so just random. And he was like, hey, I'm coming into town, into New York City. Let's meet at Bill's Burgers. Mind you, I've lived in Manhattan now for about 5 years. I've never eaten at Bill's Burgers before. So that I guess was a sign like, let's take an adventure tonight for dinner and go find Bill's Burgers and meet your future husband that you have no idea is about to be your future husband.
And so then we had a great time, and it was about 15 minutes in, I quickly pivoted away from wanting to hire her to wanting to date her. And now we know how that worked quite well.
He got there first only because he was coming back from Fox and he kind of beat me there. And I got out of my taxi and we get our table, we sit down, and he orders. The thing that I love though is he was so sweet to the waitress. So that was something that I immediately noticed, that he was like really kind to them. And we ordered our food, and then that's
bars on the floor.
When the grilling started happening. Like that's when the interview process started happening. So I'm like, okay, this is a legit interview. Like let's go. I'm glad I had my coffee. Like I'm ready to debate you about Aristotle and Socrates, and you want to talk about theology? Let's do it.
He's a college dropout. Like, what do we stop? No. Like, that's okay. No. Well,
I'd never met anyone quite like her. I remember I called Tyler and I said he's
gonna fucking pull out Immanuel Kant. Like, what are we talking about? Like
talent somewhere else. And whatever opening he thought she would fill, that was not gonna work. And Tyler was trying to coach me down because he said that she was way out of my league. He's still right, by the way.
So
that's fair.
After we got through literally half of the Constitution, going through why I'm living in New York and how I shouldn't be living in New York, and what my 5-year plan is, what success looks like to me, what I studied in college, why, just like every topic you could imagine that is close to Charlie Kirk's heart is what we discussed and went through.
Close to his heart. Wait.
Through why I'm living in New York.
Close to his heart, half the Constitution.
So after we got through
people have the personalities of paper bags. Holy shit. Is this why they're so hateful? Because they have nothing else in their lives going on. They're just so boring people. My God.
literally half of the Constitution, going through why I'm living in New York and how I shouldn't be living in New York.
That's close to his heart. Can you imagine you're on an interview turned into a date? Weirdly, somebody call HR. And then he tells you you're living in the wrong spot. Like, you shouldn't be living where you live. Bitch, who the fuck are you? Like, what the heck? This is crazy.
And what my 5-year plan is.
What is he, your mood board? Like, what are we doing? Like,
what success looks like to me, what I studied in college, why, just like every topic you could imagine.
What does he want? Your social insurance number too? Like, what?
That is close to Charlie Kirk's heart is what we discussed and went through. When it was like 3.5 hours, and they were starting to close up, and he was finished with his burger, just sat there, and I'm like looking around, like, okay, did I get the job? Like, what's going on? I don't need the job, but did I get it? What's going on? And he goes, I'm not going to hire you. It's like, okay, well, thank goodness I didn't need the job because I'm already doing stuff here in Manhattan. He goes, I'm going to date you. And I kind of just, I froze. I mean, wouldn't you? I literally I was just like, okay, was not expecting this at all. And I was like, do you want to how about we just be friends first? Like, see where it goes.
And I told her I had enough friends and that I didn't want to be friends with her. So that was kind of a non-starter. But if she wanted to date, that would be great. I had enough friends. And I think she still finds that to be very funny, but I meant it.
And without hesitation and like zero hesitation, he goes, I have enough friends in my life. So either we're going to date or we're not. Do I have any time to think about it? Yeah, you have until tomorrow night when I take you out for dinner, and then you can give me your answer at dinner tomorrow night. But know that the offer's on the table, and I want to date you. Okay.
And you were into that? We need to like mass therapy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Women, I know the bar is in hell with men, but please ask for better. Oh my god. What? Telling you what to do like you're a dog? Like, what is this?
So then afterwards, it was like, thank you for this meeting. I need to go walk home now so I can process what happened. And I literally remember walking home from like 54th and 5th.
Imagine you show up for a fucking job interview, like,
way to 30th and Madison to just kind of process what just happened. And I remember calling my mom. I was like, hey. She's like, hey, how are you? What's going on? How did it go? And I was like, well, I didn't get the job.
I just got harassed by this random dude who I was there to get an interview by.
She's like, oh, that's okay. I was like, but I got a boyfriend. And she's like, oh, that's nice.
It is? Okay.
The first date ended, if I remember correctly, just telling her I needed to see her again very soon, I believe Saturday. And then I guess our second date was a basketball date. And then that was a very fun night, long night. And then I said, hey, do you want to go to Hawaii tomorrow? And because I was going anyway. And she said, sure. And so I bought her ticket and she accompanied all of us to Hawaii. And Josh was there and Sarah.
Hey Siri, define love bombing.
Was there. And
what is this? I know U-Haul leses that wouldn't fucking hop on this fucking quick. Go to fucking Hawaii with each other. But what are we doing? And we had
a great time.
God knew I literally needed someone to smack me up beside the head, being like, I'm not playing games. I'm not going to play with your heart. I'm a loyal person. I'm a good person.
Girl, that smack was way too hard. Gave you CTE or something. You're concussed. What? If you need somebody to smack you upside the head, come on over, girl. I got you. You need some sense. Should have had a V8. Like, girl. Oh my God. What are we doing?
Person. I'm a God-fearing person. I want to date you. I have zero tricks up my sleeve. And he just knew that I needed someone like that. And he literally was like, here's Charlie.
Here's this stalker.
Once they began dating,
Ew.
Erika's influence began to take shape. Gone were the days of trying to get on a reality show or book modeling gigs. With Charlie and TPUSA, Erika saw a platform with political power and influence in the religious right. She began being platformed to speak at events, specifically with the Kirk Center. The Kirk Center was founded in 2019 by Charlie Kirk and Jerry Falwell Jr., hence the name. It's a right-wing think tank funded and housed by Liberty University, and they were more than happy to let Erika share in the spotlight.
Voting is huge, and I think it's very important to not only as a Christian vote, but also encourage other Christians to vote who are torn about if they should vote. But I think one of the most incredible things, there's been a lot of pain and a lot of fear and a lot of destruction that has come out of COVID. But I also think there's also been a lot of hidden blessings that have come out of COVID, and that's during the lockdowns and during quarantine. And I think what has come out of that is, what is your line in the sand as a Christian? And what are you going to stand for? And what are you going to be voting for? And I think that, like Ryan said, those conversations are so important, especially now, and especially in the political discord and turmoil that we're in. So I think literally sitting down, quieting the space and saying, what will I stand for this year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, at the ballot box, in my community, in my backyard, what is my line in the sand? And I think, like I said earlier, in a kneeling culture and a headline culture that we're in, now more than ever, we need to understand why we stand for Jesus Christ.
Well said.
Around this time,
Was
Erika
it well
launched a
said?
weekly Bible-based podcast called Midweek Rise Up. She began attending opulent events with powerful people and political influencers. Gone were the posts of a carefree Erika. She was now fully mobilized within Charlie's movement, and that was evident by her photos. Her Instagram posts took on a more urgent tone. She wrote about standing firm in the middle of the chaos in culture. She also began denigrating city life and ambitious women in speeches riddled with contradictions as she told women what they should be building as a female.
They almost teach you in New York City and larger cities like that when you're in the corporate world, you don't need a man. Why would you need a man? Go after the corporate route. You don't need a baby. Your work is your baby.
You don't
Why
need
would
either
need
of
a
those
baby?
things. You do
don't
not
need
need either of
husband.
those things.
You could have a work husband. You just leave him at
You
the
could have
office at 5
friends.
p.m. once you clock
You
out.
couldn't.
Why do you need a husband? This is your job. This is what you were supposed to do. This is why you went to college.
It's self-fulfillment, Erika. People who achieve success actually feel fulfilled through that success. You wouldn't know that since you have not achieved any success.
So you could get this job opportunity. But don't get me wrong, I'm not at all saying that it's bad to be a female entrepreneur. I'm not. I had the honor and blessing of being raised by an incredible mother, single mother, working mother, who still has the glass on her shoulders from all the ceilings that she broke through. Isn't that right, Mama? Yeah.
And how about you shut the fuck up?
I love you.
She fought all these battles, broke all these glass ceilings, but you need to stay home.
But what I'm saying is people try to attach the boss babe label to a positive work mode mindset that tricks you into thinking that you're actually building something, and you're not. You're actually doing the opposite. You're falling into alignment with the secular world's agenda to distract you from what you should be building as a female. You're getting distracted with the comparison and the competition rather than focusing on the blessings, the opportunities, and the skills that God wants you to seize, that He wants you to redeem, develop, and grow. So you have a choice. You can be a boss babe.
Does anybody else have a hard time following her? It just, like, a lot of, like, word salad, talking in circles. Like, it's a lot of statements that could be said very quickly in like one sentence, but she takes a paragraph or two each time.
That has the look-alike everything, the same talking points, the same Instagram filters, the same grid outline. Or you can be the strong woman that God has created you to be. But if no one else tells you this, I wish someone would have told me this when I was in Manhattan in LA, when I was in the middle of the rat race. Yes, it's okay to be a business owner. It is, and it's okay to pursue your career. But when the season comes to transition, it's okay to be a mother. It's okay to be happily married.
Also okay to not. You can be not married. You can live and be old spinster. Like, that is okay. Like, you can also just choose to not have children. You don't need to have children. The world is wildly overpopulated. We don't need to introduce more life into this already overextended earth. Like, it's just, and also, who really wants to bring a child into this world at this moment in time intentionally? Like, obviously I understand why people do, but like, economically, it's just like, a lot of people are just realists, and like, it's hard. You can barely survive on your own these days, let alone with having dependents. Crazy. But maybe if like, this is the thing, Republicans want you to have babies so badly. They want everybody to be breeding. They want everybody to have babies. Get the like, it's so weird. But then they will never improve the quality of life so that will happen. If childcare was accessible, if you had real maternity leave, if the maternal mortality rate in America wasn't so fucking high, the highest of any developed country, like, these would all, like, if all these things were improved, then people would be more willing to have children. Like, if the political situation wasn't so polarized, people wouldn't feel so nihilistic about bringing a child into this world. If we were actually combating climate change in a real sense, then maybe people wouldn't be so scared to bring children to this world that are just going to burn up and die, like, or drown in like, rising sea levels. Like, what do we do? Like, improve the quality of life, make life more affordable, make childcare more accessible. Like, these are very simple solutions to what you describe as a problem, which it really isn't.
It's okay to have a relationship without insane amounts of drama to tell your friends about it. It's okay to be able to enjoy.
No. I don't know. Drama is maybe not one thing, but like, if you have a relationship, you guys are like chill all the fucking time to the point where it's like you don't even really have any, you're not passionate about each other. There is a level of like, if you're always fighting, yes, like, and you are always like bitter and petty and like, yes, unhappy, but there's a lot of ebbs and flows to a partnership in a real relationship, that like, there's bound to be like just little shit that pisses you off day to day living with somebody for the rest of your life. That's completely normal, and it's very normal to go and complain to your friends about what's going on in your marriage, even if it's mundane, even if it does not mean that you have any inkling of wanting to break up with your husband or divorce, or like, it's very normal to want to vent to your friends, and it's very normal to have things to vent about with the person that you're sharing a life with. That it's natural to have some, not drama, but there's bound to be some back and forth there, and it's completely normal, and it's healthy to go vent to your friends, as long as you're not being super denigrating.
cooking for your family and enjoy being there for your family. It's okay to change your last name once you're married.
It's okay to not. Why? Also, these conservatives also always act like that isn't the norm. It is. Like, that's the normal thing that most people do.
It's okay to be a woman, a real woman, a Proverbs 31 woman. It's okay. The woman that God needs you to be for your family and for your husband.
Half those people don't know what Proverbs 31. They just heard a Bible quote. They were like, yes.
That he is preparing you for. It's okay.
Erika and Charlie began dating in 2018, and in December of 2020, Charlie proposed. Erika announced the engagement on Instagram, writing, "When God writes your love story, you get to marry your best friend." Charlie nicknamed her baby E. In May of 2021, 27-year-old Charlie married 32-year-old Erika in Scottsdale, Arizona in a lavish celebration. Turning Point USA, a tax-free organization, paid for their wedding reception. They got away with this by calling it a 9-year anniversary celebration and fundraiser for TPUSA.
Are you fucking kidding
The
me?
reception was held at the opulent Fairmont Scottsdale.
The United States, these tax exemptions are so fucking corrupt. It's so crazy. And you done not locked up Wesley Snipes for that long. All right, not important.
Princess Hotel. Weddings at venues like this routinely cost tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars once catering, security, staging, and guest accommodations are factored in. These details matter because from the outside looking in, Erika and Charlie were preaching simplicity, humility, and biblical values, but their actual lifestyle told a very different story. After the wedding, the newlyweds settled into a level of wealth most Americans will never come close to. They purchased a 6,800 square foot Spanish-style mansion in Arizona for $5 million. It was surrounded by land, privacy, and security. The mansion came with 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 3 fireplaces, a wet bar and wine room, a 3-car garage, and a guest house. The outside area came complete with a heated pool and jacuzzi and an outdoor kitchen. Charlie and Erika were living...
The worst people in the world have money. Like, what are we talking... What? What? I am in my broke down apartment in the fucking hood. Like, damn. You can go out and find a prostitute on the corner right now. Erika fucking Kirk and Charlie Kirk are the fucking most racist fucking piece of shit on the fucking... Well, not anymore. He's dead. But they... Well, I guess that's what you get.
The high life. Their social circle was made up of billionaire donors, politicians, media figures, and megachurch pastors. This wasn't a modest, stripped-down life of spiritual sacrifice. It was elite conservatism. And even as Erika stepped into this world of privilege, she became one of the loudest voices telling women to step away. Publicly, Erika portrayed herself as a champion of biblical womanhood. She warned young women against prioritizing careers, ambition, or independence. She argued that feminism had misled women into chasing success at the expense of faith and family.
But hold it into perspective. I don't want you to be chasing a paycheck and a title.
Oh, really? Not everybody was born as well off as you were, Erika, going to a fucking private school that was $20,000 a year. What the fuck are you talking about? You piece of shit. Some people have to work for their money. Actual work. 9 to 5 work. Not some bullshit fucking career that you had before. The fuck? Like, and that dress is ugly as sin.
Corner office and sacrifice such a short window that you have in this time.
Also, you did that for years. You were like 32 by the time you got married. So, and you still got married and had kids. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Life is not that short. Like,
so just hold that in your heart, because if you build your family, you raise your children.
Also, it's like you didn't achieve success. Who are you to talk? You did not achieve anything as a career woman. Like, you did not really chase the paycheck. You chased attention. That was the one through line. was that you liked to be seen.
You can create your platform with a tender heart and not in the furnace of exhaustion. It's a special perspective.
After marrying Charlie and
It's
having
also so fucking insidious because it's like she is like part of what she's saying. There is truth to it. We don't need to be serfs to our fucking capitalist overlords, CEOs. But she's like, her assessment leads to the completely wrong place. Like, no, women should not be subjugated to have no fucking power or agency. Like, that's not how it should work.
2 children, Erika didn't retreat from public life. She expanded it. She continued running her clothing line, Proclaim Streetwear. She stayed active in Bible-based media projects like Bible in 365. She hosted podcasts, gave interviews, and spoke at conferences and appeared on national platforms. And in the face of violence, she would eventually go on to assume leadership of Turning Point USA itself.
So we need to be very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to 0. It will not happen. Right. You can significantly reduce them through having more fathers in the home, by having more armed guards in front of schools.
What are we talking about? What about more guns? The answer to the guns is more guns. I think that. Also, so I would bet you any money in the world that the majority of school shooters, which are majority like 98% cis-het white men, probably have their fathers in the home. Just saying.
We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Well, live and die by the sword, eh?
After Charlie's assassination on September 10th of 2025, the world of far-right politics was stunned. Not just because a high-profile conservative figure had been killed while appearing at a public event, but because the immediate public reaction from his followers revealed just how reactive that ecosystem had become. Almost instantly, and without evidence, far-right activists and influencers began claiming the assailant must have been a leftist or a radical progressive. That narrative spread rapidly on social media before law enforcement had even identified the suspect, leading to online outbursts, calls for violence, unverified accusations, and death threats against people who had nothing to do with Charlie's death. This rush to assume the worst about political opponents was widely documented by mainstream outlets, and critics called it evidence of how deeply paranoia and grievance had taken root in these political circles. In this climate, Erika Kirk stepped right into the spotlight. Rather than retreating into private mourning after losing her husband and the father of her children.
Like any other normal person fucking would. Like I'm so tired of this gaslighting where it's like, everybody does grief differently. Nobody I have ever seen in the history of my life, in the history of the world on film, has ever reacted like that. That's crazy. Stop with the gaslightation. I'm not doing it. This bitch is crazy.
Erika began to post some things that left some viewers disturbed. She posted a video of his casket being taken off the plane and loaded into a
his dead zombie hand? That was crazy. Night of the Living Dead. It was weird.
Then, with a microphone on her, she posted a video of her talking to Charlie in his casket while rubbing and kissing his hand. Many who felt sorry for the new widow began to wonder why she would even think of a camera in a time like this, let alone post it on her Instagram.
Attention. Like I said, that's the one through line through her entire career, her life. She wants attention. She wants eyes on her. What is this? Like, pyrotechnics at your husband's funeral. She needs help.
More criticism came after people watched the memorial service. What might have been a sad and private occasion was instead staged on a scale that resembled a political rally more than a private memorial. Videos and photos circulated.
Resembled a fucking like WWE match. Like, it was insane. It looked like they were competing for the belt. Like, it's insane.
Online, showing large crowds, professional lighting, and visual elements more typical of a campaign event than a memorial service. Even among some within the conservative movement, there was talk that the spectacle had crossed a line. It seemed as if Erika's grief was performative. For critics, this was...
He tried to walk away. He was trying to get away, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's so performative.
The first indication that Erika's approach to leadership would be performative and media savvy. Then, several months after Charlie's memorial, a former employee leaked to the public a couple different
We reacted to that on this channel. That's crazy. That was crazy.
Audios of Erika on a Zoom call speaking to employees. In one, Erika guilt trips employees to not take any time off, saying Charlie would want them moving full steam ahead. But
Ugly
if
ass old fucking peanut head.
they felt like they needed time off, they should use their PTO. The grieving widow can be heard after Charlie's memorial, praising the TPUSA team for working 20-hour days and putting on the event of the century. She boasted about how much merch and hats were sold at his memorial. This recording is Erika less than 2 weeks after Charlie's death.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and stadium, overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million? You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do, and the hard work of Turning Point USA is insane. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But I just wanted to say a huge, huge, huge thank you.
The merch sales at my husband's funeral were great. Oh. Okay.
To the events team, the development team, the graphic design team, the production team. It's just phenomenal. Their incredible work of leading into the memorial. And honestly, a lot of the staff that worked on the memorial, they had 20-hour days for a week during the time of us grieving the loss of my husband. And honestly,
20-hour days? Holy fuck. These have to be labor violations. I don't know what they got going on there in America, but come on. This has to be wrong. Jesus. It's also so crazy. Like, your boss dies and you have to like go work overtime. I feel like you should probably have like the week off. And she's sitting there talking about you can use your PTO. You crotchety old cunt. Like, what the fuck?
I know several staff that didn't even sleep. Again, you guys are breathing angels in moments like this, and it's not easy.
You're a demon.
From experience.
A demon.
I'm right in the trenches with you guys. And so the fact that you just, a simple thank you, I don't care.
You're not in the trenches with them. You're on a press tour. Like, girl, we've seen you on every single fucking program. Miss me with the bullshit. Don't piss on my leg and fucking tell me it's raining, bitch.
Care if any of you have beef with each other from the past or have any issues with someone said something about this or that. Like, if you guys have any of that, please put it to rest. My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but
I forgot about that part. What is she? My husband's dead. Like, girl, we know. I feel like it could have been implied. Could have just said life is short. Girl.
He's dead. And it puts life into perspective of how short life is and relationships, and God puts people in your life for a reason, and it teaches you a lesson, it teaches them a lesson. So if you are going through a time where, just lay it to rest, and we are moving forward, Turning Point USA 2.0 with Charlie in our hearts, and that's what he would want. I'm just grateful that while things were still in motion and moving around, that we had our leadership teams provide for you counselors, pastors. I heard there were therapy dogs. Slightly jealous that I didn't get to have any moment with a therapy dog.
You could have.
I was really adamant about making sure that we paid for your flights, for your spouses to be there. That was something on my heart. You don't want to grieve alone. No one's supposed to grieve alone. It's not healthy. But I just think it's a beautiful honor that all of these benefits were made for the community to grieve and remember Charlie.
I just think it's really great that we did this for you. Okay.
And I really hope you took advantage of those in a healthy way when they were provided, because it's meant to be for everyone, for healing. Grief comes in waves.
I forgot about that. She's like, you better, if you're going to use it, you better use it correct. Girl, she's so weird.
You know, some days are going to be tougher than others, but, you know, take it as it comes. And that's why you have your Turning Point family, and just lean on them and lean on other people. And
also, like, a condescension to make people question whether or not they should go use it. Like, she's such a bitch.
Your life that you know will help you and pour into you and pray with you to get you through it. I say that, though, that if you do need more time to grieve, please continue to use Turning Point USA's network of counselors. We have pastors. I mean, there are so many resources for you. If you do need additional time off, please talk to your director about using paid time off for that. And again, it's not easy, but again, grief is hard. Otherwise, honestly, Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action, full steam ahead, you guys. Charlie would want us to get back to work, and that's what we're doing, and that's what we did with the memorial, and I'm so honored and proud of each and every one of you, because that's what we're going to
really came back to work running, girl. Like,
do in his honor and in his name. We have so much to do, which is exciting. Charlie in heaven is like, you guys thought you had a busy schedule, then just you wait. And he's doing some awesome things with Jesus in heaven right now, but there's so much work to be done. I mean, since his assassination, we have 100,000.
I think I blocked this phone call out. That is such an insane thing to say. I'm pretty sure I said this at the time that I reacted to this phone call, but like, to use the word assassination is a very visceral, emotionally charged, almost clinical way of describing what happened to the love of your life, the father of your children. It's just a it's very quick. Like, usually people have an emotional response to certain words, and so they have a hard time saying certain things until time has passed. This is like a week after. Is she talking about assassination? Girl.
1,000 chapters,
like
100,000 chapter
at this
requests.
point. Like, I don't understand you.
300,000 new donors.
Oh, good. We have more money.
That is a blessing in itself. Again, not normal. All God. I think we have 50,000 plus hat orders to fulfill. I mean, I'm saying these numbers because it puts into perspective that we're not just sitting and thinking and looking at the wall being like, what do we do? Like that, there is so much to do.
No, girl, we know. You've been all over the place.
You have over 20,000 AmFest registrations. It's weird to say I'm excited. I really hesitate saying that. It's really hard for me to say that.
Especially because your husband just died, was murdered in front of you.
Really weird thing to say, but I think it comes from a space of peace, knowing that God's using this. And
she speed ran the stages of grief. It's crazy. What part of stages of grief is a press tour? Peace.
We're humbly witnessing the God.
She fucking hated that man. Like, what are we, like, what? You fucking hated that man. You are relishing in this, Erika. What are you talking about? This is crazy. What?
Gospel in real time.
The difference in Erika's demeanor on that employee call versus in the interviews she gave around the same time cannot be understated. It was reported that in total, TPUSA raised $250 million after Charlie's assassination.
Would Charlie have forgiven his killer?
He's in heaven. And he sees everything, full picture. And I truly believe that if the Lord, which this does not happen, but if the Lord gave him an option to return back to earth, and if the Lord said, this is what your death is going to be the catalyst for, do you want to go back and exchange it? He'd say no.
Wow.
He'd say no.
If convicted, do you think your husband's killer?
What was he the catalyst for? Becoming a meme? You both becoming a meme? Oh my, we are Charlie Kirk? We carry the flame? Oh my god. We need a factory reset on planet Earth. It's over. Over party.
Should get the death penalty.
I do not want this man's blood on my ledger when I stand before the Lord. I want the government to decide. It's biblical too. Justice will ultimately be served.
5 days after Charlie's death, Erika and Vice President J.D. Vance hosted The Charlie Kirk Show. Vance's involvement was widely covered in political reporting and interpreted by analysts as a clear sign that
I covered this at the time, and they were tearing my ass up in the comments. Gee Lord, this is before a lot of the Republicans kind of started turning on Erika, and like they were pissed at me. Turning Point USA was positioning itself as a long-term political player, not a bereaved grassroots movement. The next few weeks saw an uptick in what could be characterized as performative mourning, live streams, interviews, public events, and social media messaging that blended personal grief with organizational branding. Erika frequently asked and pyrotechnics
for privacy as she grieved. Yet in the same breath, she appeared at multiple high-profile events, conducted national interviews, and did not hesitate to appear on camera in professionally styled settings. She even held a TPUSA black tie fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago in Charlie Kirk's name. There were reports that it cost $10,000 a plate to attend. Some individuals who publicly criticized Charlie's rhetoric or the movement's trajectory after his death
we live in the Gilded Age. It's worse. The Gilded Age. It's so bad. Oh my god. The wealthy are like flaunting their wealth to a disgusting amount. Everybody else is like starving, struggling to make ends meet. It's crazy.
Reported pushback. Teachers, writers, and commentators who used Charlie's own words to question the culture at TPUSA found themselves harassed on social media, threatened, or dismissed by conservative outlets. In the end, over 600 people would be fired, suspended, or investigated as part of a government-backed crackdown endorsed by Republican officials.
This is one of the most insane fucking things about this whole thing. Over 600 people lost their jobs for simply quoting Charlie Kirk, or maybe saying they didn't agree with him or whatever. First of all, I thought this is a free country. I thought you had free speech. One, but two, the standard for liberals and leftists is so fucking insane. You have to be an angel walking on this earth. And Republicans can come out and say the most disgusting, abhorrent, vile things about people like Renee Good and Alex Preddy, who were trying to help people. Alex Preddy dedicated his life to helping people. He was an ICU nurse at a Veterans Affairs hospital, providing critical care to veterans. And yet they still came out against this man and said the most disgusting, vile fucking things. Called him a domestic terrorist. And we lost there's 600 people who lost their jobs over quoting this fucking gummy smile motherfucker. Oh my God.
Against those who voiced their criticism of Charlie. Many of the people who were fired simply quoted Charlie.
Oh, I'm tired of this double standard shit. It's over. I'm done with it. Done. It is so fucking evil. You were just so narcissistically fucking vile. You rules for thee and not for me. I can do whatever the fuck we can do whatever the fuck we want. We can stomp all over you. We can disrespect whoever, call them terrorists. We don't care. But you have to be a Puritan angel. You cannot do anything. Do not even dare say something off color. It's insane. And then the liberal leftist base will sit behind it. And it's my God. I understand we have to be better, but at the same time, if somebody is regularly beating you up and then get mad at you every time you start to push back, you're just going to have to get over that. They're just going to have to whine. They're just going to have to throw their temper tantrum. Push back. The fuck?
Charlie's words, which begs the question, if Charlie's words were so inflammatory, why was he allowed to say them with no pushback from corporations or mainstream media? Even worse, Larry Bouchard, a retired police officer from Tennessee, was jailed for 37 days and held on a $2 million bond for sharing a meme 10 days after Charlie's assassination. The meme used Trump's quote that he made after a school shooting, in which he said, "We have to get over it." The police attempted to say Larry was targeting their local school, but the charges were eventually dropped and he was released from jail. Larry is now suing the
Case in point. I hope he sues them, and I hope he gets a fucking bag. These are the free speech absolutists, by the way. If you feel like what was said was so vile and disgusting and dangerous, then maybe you should take it up with the person who fucking said it. The fuck is wrong with you? The president is the one who said those words about a school shooting. And you're punishing this man for simply reposting what the president himself said. Wow, great standard there.
Sheriff, county investigator, and the county for violating his First Amendment rights. While his incarceration was happening behind the scenes, Jimmy Kimmel's incident was front and center. The following week after Charlie's death, Jimmy Kimmel Live was taken off the air indefinitely after his remarks about Charlie's death. During his opening monologue, Jimmy said, "We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving." He then referenced the White House response, adding, "On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism, but on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this." The show then cut to footage of Trump speaking with reporters after the shooting. A reporter offered condolences for the death of Trump's friend Kirk and asked how the president was holding up. Trump replied, quote, I think very good. And by the way, right there where you see all the trucks, they just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, end quote. He went on to say the completed ballroom would be a beauty and never circled.
This is the thing. Like, they act as though us pointing out how disgusting your comments are is worse than you actually saying it. No, the issue here is that you said it, not that I'm calling you out for it. What is this environment that we fostered that is just like, we're vilifying people for calling others out on their bullshit? That was stupid and vapid and moronic and narcissistic. He should be called out for it. Literally, if playing someone's words is so abhorrent to you, maybe you should take it up with the person who said it. It's not that hard to get through that simple-brained head of yours.
Back to Charlie Kirk. As the show cut back to Jimmy, he said, yes, he's at the 4th stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction, this is not
Decoration.
how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay? Disney, who owns ABC, immediately suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live after receiving pushback from conservatives. And this is when Americans organized and hit Disney where it hurts, their bottom line. Immediately, there were calls across social media for people to cancel their Disney, Hulu, and ESPN streaming subscriptions, all companies Disney owns,
I still haven't renewed mine.
defense of Kimmel and free speech. In less than a week, over 1.7 million people canceled their subscriptions, and Disney realized they had messed up. They quickly announced they were bringing Jimmy Kimmel back on air, and then they increased their prices. 8 days after Charlie's death, Erika Kirk formalized her position as CEO and chair of Turning Point USA. For supporters, this was
They can't help but take that extra hit. Like, they just be like, okay, well, you want to actually organize and show us that your consumer, your dollars matter as a consumer? Well, we're going to take more of your dollars then. Part of the reason I haven't renewed my subscription.
Comforting. For others, it was jarring. Here was a woman with 2 very young children at home, almost immediately stepping into a position of national leadership. She had
whose parents just died. She has like multiple children under the age of 3. Their father just died, and she's like on a press tour. CEO of Turning Point USA, girl. Not only just for you, like it's weird that you are on this press tour as a grieving widow, but it's also very weird that you're not like there to mother your children all the like. I don't think that I'm not saying that mothers need to be in the home with their kids all the time. Obviously, mothers can work. It's just time and place, and you did it at the memorial. Like, what are we doing here, girl?
Become the very kind of public authority that she and the movement she leads have long discouraged other women from pursuing. People everywhere began being critical of her when she was often seen smiling, laughing, and didn't appear as the grieving widow. About a month and a half after Charlie's passing, J.D. Vance spoke at a TPUSA event held at the University of Mississippi. Erika introduced him on stage, and the public noticed
she got that Kubrick stare down.
She claimed that she had saw aspects of Charlie and J.D. Vance, and then gave him an intimate hug.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in J.D.
What are the similarities, Erika? His penis?
And Vice President J.D. Vance. I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight, because he understands the fight that we're up against.
Just speak.
And he can articulate that in a way that transcends race, that transcends
why is she taking a 30-second gap in between each word? Holy fuck.
Demographic backgrounds. He's an amazing man. So please help me welcome to the stage Vice President J.D. Vance.
girl. Ooh.
And while sitting at the top of a multi-million-dollar empire as CEO, she continues to tell women to have their career take a back seat, or in her words, have other people run your business for you. It speaks to the delusion of the 1% who think that anyone can start a successful company and then afford to have people run it for them, when the reality is, over 48% of U.S. small businesses fail in the first 5 years. For those of us who don't come from wealth and or marry into it, taking Erika's advice puts one's financial stability at risk and could steer them into a downward mobility spiral they may not be able to escape from. That contradiction has become one of the central points of criticism against Erika. Her speeches explicitly encourage women to prioritize family and domesticity, saying that professional success can always come later because of so-called divinely ordained gender roles. Yet Erika's own life after marriage and motherhood has been defined by continued professional involvement, public speaking, entrepreneurial ventures, and now executive leadership of a...
Because the Republican movement, the conservative movement is rife with hypocrisy. They are all hypocrites. It is so crazy. They have no standard for themselves, or like, they only have standards for like liberals and leftists.
Major political organization. To many, it's clear that this all comes back to one thing: hypocrisy. Telling a woman to wait until her kids are grown to pursue a career can have terrible repercussions. U.S. employers don't like to see gaps on a resume. The National Bureau of Economic Research did a large correspondence study in which they sent around 40,000 applications to real employers and measured requests for an interview and/or follow-up. What they found in administrative jobs was that women ages 49 to 51 received 29% fewer callbacks than women ages 29 to 31. The older women received 29% fewer callbacks. For sales jobs, the older group received 10% fewer callbacks. Being a woman around age 50 can mean needing to submit meaningfully more applications just to get the same number of bites. Yet Erika ignores the data. There's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom, just like there's nothing wrong with being a woman who works and also has children. But to be told by a powerful woman of the 1%...
Also, it's okay to be a woman who has no children. Fuck them kids.
...that women should prioritize their children above a career can be dangerous advice. Men of the far right do not see women as equals. They want submissive women. The ingredients that often travel with far-right politics, especially patriarchal gender ideology, hostile sexism, and authoritarian attitudes.
Also, it's crazy, like, the way our patriarchal system is set up, especially in North America, women, a lot of the times, especially in male-dominant fields, have to work harder or twice as hard as men do sometimes. I'm into a lot of like women in comics and comedians, like stand-up and all those things. And women in the the comedy field have to work so much fucking harder than this old Bubba Gut with his stain on his shirt and like who's barely funny at all, like talking about his bitch. You know what I mean? Like, women have always had to work so much fucking harder in the same fields that men have to get the same amount of recognition, same amount of pay, well, even less pay a lot of the time. And like, women do not, a lot of the time, women do not have, they cannot afford to be focused on multiple things in their lives. Like, they cannot put off their career for certain things because they can't afford to. Like, it's not something that they can get away with. When men have children, it's celebrated. When women get pregnant or start to have children, it's a to employers, it's a negative. Like, that's the whole, it's a different fucking thing. You can't ignore reality and then just espouse these bullshit fucking, like, your worldview that has nothing to do with the actual way that people are living. It's actually insane.
Are linked to higher intimate partner violence risk or greater tolerance of intimate partner violence. It's one of the reasons why men of the far right don't support social services for women and children. Without that safety net, women will be more dependent
But they also want them to have children at a rapid rate. Like, it's crazy.
On men. Without that safety net, it also makes it harder for women to leave abusive relationships. Financial abuse is extremely common in domestic violence cases. The National Network to End Domestic Violence cites research indicating financial abuse occurs in around 99% of domestic violence cases. This is data-backed reality, not faith-based dogma dressed up.
That's one of the biggest reasons people don't fucking leave abusive relationships. It's like, where would I go? What am I gonna do? Like, I have nothing to say my name. Like, you know what I mean? There's so much manipulation and abuse that goes into those relationships that, like, it is so gradual that over the by like the time that you actually want to get out and are serious about it, you can't. You're stuck. It's so fucking insane.
Up as truth. Not long after Charlie died, people recognized a familiar face at Turning Point USA, Cabot Phillips, Erika's ex-boyfriend from New York. He was tasked with hosting over 20 TPUSA events titled Lead Like Charlie at universities across the country in fall of 2025. These pictures show him speaking to an electrified crowd at Mizzou in Columbia, Missouri on December 9th. The December
There's 7 people in that crowd.
25 America Fest in Phoenix, Arizona brought even more criticism against Erika, as she walked out in a sequined pantsuit with pyrotechnics going off.
Bro, did you get that from the Liza with the Z collection? Like, what is...
around the stage. Some of her own base was shocked when she brought out Nicki Minaj on the final day of the 4-day event.
Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be
She looks a mess. I already addressed this all in the Paige Christie video I did on Nicki Minaj. Go watch that if you want to. I'm not addressing this fucking crackhead.
afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild? And so for little girls, I don't want what was done to little black girls done to little white girls. I don't want it done to any girls. I want all the little girls in the world to know that you are unique, you are beautiful, you are you, and you can compliment another girl, you can compliment another woman and still know that you are epic and amazing. So that's what I would say about for the girls.
And what do you think about for young men? For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum.
Oh.
Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president.
Just for, like, you to support a fucking rapist.
And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we do. You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord.
You don't know her, Erika.
Words are words, but I know her heart, and it doesn't even matter. And you say what you want to say because I know your heart. I will not judge
you,
that.
Sister. Thank you.
Words are words. Wow. What an astute observation. God.
For boys, be boys.
Amen.
Be boys. It's okay. Be boys. It's nothing wrong with being a boy. Amen. How about that?
Amen.
Also, nothing wrong with being feminine. There's nothing wrong with being a girl. There's nothing wrong with being an effeminate boy. And to imply that there is demonic of you because you're a piece of shit. You know what is wrong for boys? Rape, pedophilia, molestation, rape of minors, manslaughter. Those are things that you maybe shouldn't do or support, which you love to do. So I think me being feminine is the least of your worries, sis. Like, girl.
How powerful is that? How profound is that?
It ain't powerful. Boys.
Amen. Boys will be boys, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nicki's advice.
Again, I addressed that in the video of Nicki more thoroughly. Fuck that bitch.
To little boys everywhere was, it's okay to be a boy. Boys will be boys. Which might be what she tells herself when she thinks of the fact that her husband is a registered sex offender with a lengthy criminal record. Her husband, Kenneth Petty, was convicted in 1994 for first-degree attempted R-word, for which he served nearly 4 years in prison. Then, in 2006, he shot a man multiple times and pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter, which was a reduction from a second-degree murder charge. He served 7 years of his 10-year sentence before being released in 2013. Then in March of 2020, Petty was arrested for failing to register as a sex offender in California after moving there with Nicki the year prior. Many accused Nicki's excess praise of Trump as her trying to get a...
She looks a mess. Ooh. You can see the wig glue from here. It's really bad. And she had those press-on nails. Ooh. You can vilify the gays, but you're gonna look a mess.
A presidential pardon for her husband. And there was one glaring contradiction. Erika chose to platform someone with extremely graphic and explicit lyrics in her songs. With Nicki's music, as well as having a convicted rapist and murderer for a husband, it wouldn't be surprising if one was left wondering where Nicki Minaj falls into Erika's constant preaching of biblical womanhood and telling women to wait on having a career in order to put their children and husband's needs first. But Nicki wasn't there for free. It was reported she was paid $1.5 million for her AmFest appearance. This is just another example of Erika's inconsistency. Inviting a performer whose work and life explicitly contradicts the moral ideals she advocates for. It was reported that Grindr, an LGBTQ dating app, crashed during the time AmFest was happening in Phoenix. The company confirmed this, stating outage reports spiked 80 times above normal due to technical strain caused by sudden spikes in
Bunch of
user
faggots. Bunch of faggots getting their pussies blown out on Grindr. That's another thing, you hypocritical motherfuckers. You want to vilify us, except you want to be us so bad. You want to be me, so you hate me because you can't be me. You want to be as open and free as I am. You like my confidence, and it offends you because you cannot act that way. You hate the fact that I am so honest with myself. I'm free sexually, romantically, socially. To me, it doesn't fucking matter. And you hate me for that. Because you cannot get to that point. Sucks to be you, bitch.
Activity in a dense area, rather than a cyber attack or deliberate interference. The following month, in January 2026, Erika, without warning, fired several employees at TPUSA. The same employees who worked 20-hour days to put on the so-called event of the century that was Charlie's memorial, and put in 80 to 90-hour weeks for AmFest. It's the same employees Erika had called family, to whom she had promised they wouldn't be going anywhere. One of the employees recorded her firing, in which she wasn't given any concrete reasoning for her termination, and when she pressed them for a reason, she was asked to leave the property.
I mean, You can just fire somebody for no reason in America? What the fuck? Have you guys ever heard of labor laws? You just fire someone for no reason. You don't have to give them a reason. You get sued in Canada. You can call the labor. You have to give a reason to fire. You can't just fire somebody willy-nilly. You can't just end their livelihood for no reason.
I mean, Frank, this is kind of wild.
I understand. I understand where you're coming from.
I know, and I know best to be here, and so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really content leaving for the day without further documentation, explanation, anything.
I understand, but it's time to go. We're just gonna say today's the last day, and that's what we're gonna operate from.
And there's nothing else y'all are going to offer me or plan to offer me.
No, I'll send you an email about off-boarding instructions that essentially outlines rates that you to sounds more and in detail like the pay and out.
And you will receive your year-end bonus from your performance for the year, so that will be in that paycheck too.
Bitch, I better.
So, I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
No, and I know you're going to keep saying that I understand. Like, I know that.
No, I know.
And I know there's probably no magic string of words that I could piece together to procure some type of answer. But I think on a surface level, like, I'm not going to walk out of here until I say my piece. Like, I mean, y'all know this. I just worked a series of 80, 90-hour weeks plus for AmFest.
Yeah, I think
I've had no direction or explanation since we've come back. Our CEO has been assassinated. I've done nothing but bend over backwards for this organization to the point where I'm wondering if this is a prank.
It's not a prank. I would never do that.
So I'm just trying to understand. And
no, I understand. It's time to.
So do I get to have a conversation with Dylan? Do I get to have a conversation with Justin or anybody? Or
nope.
No, and there's no explanation as to why I'm going to let go, despite
right now we're leaving all.
You know, and you're going to keep saying a different direction, but I'm trying to understand how I've met multiple times with my.
You're going a different direction with the team, and I have to ask you to leave now.
You have to ask me to leave the property?
Yes.
Due to what, Frank?
Because we're asking you to leave because you've been terminated and we're not.
But there's no explanation or documentation for this. I've never had one bad review from Dylan. I've never had one issue with the company. I've never done anything unethical. And so I'm sitting here understanding why my entire livelihood is being completely tossed out. I mean, I sat in this chair.
You're gonna do great things.
No, and I plan to.
I don't think you're liability being tossed out. I think
Gaslighting. What do you mean? You're firing her in this moment, currently.
Well, my paycheck.
I think you're very successful. Clearly, I'm not. I just got fired for no reason. What?
Other week is being tossed out, Frank, with absolutely no warning whatsoever.
But at this time, it's time for you to.
It's time for me to go. Why? Like this is the treatment that Turning Point is offering now.
It's time to go.
Frank, this is crazy.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
I don't think you do. This feels very heartless. This feels without emotion.
I do understand where you're coming from.
This feels completely without emotion.
I understand where you're coming from, but at this time, I have to ask you.
Frank, I'm really not content doing that.
Okay.
Because I know that when I leave there, my credential's not going to get back in, and I'm never going to have the opportunity to speak with somebody at this company as to why I'm being terminated after never having my performance questioned, after never doing anything wrong, after working tirelessly through the death of Charlie. This is wild. And you can, that's completely unsatisfactory. And so I have to go home tonight with no plan, no understanding, asking for clarity multiple weeks in a row. And I'm confused. I sat in your office when that whole GC situation happened. And you said, and I quote, that if you don't get that job, I'm going to personally think that you got screwed over. And now I'm sitting here and I'm getting screwed over in a completely different capacity with no explanation.
Way worse.
I understand where you're coming from, but at this time,
So there's going to be absolutely no explanation as to why I'm terminated. So when I go to my next job, I can't explain as to why this chapter is closed.
We're going in a different direction.
That's not an explanation, Frank.
It's the explanation that we're providing now.
Providing from who?
From the organization.
From who, though? Justin? From Dylan?
From the organization. I only speak for the organization.
So different direction means what? Losing people that bend over backwards for the organization, losing people that would be willing to do anything for the organization, losing people that haven't done anything wrong. Like,
I understand what you're saying, and we're taking on it, but now it's time for you to go. And so I've taken time to say one piece, and now it's time for you to go. So,
like how? Okay.
It was reported that another employee was at home with her children when some of TPUSA's in-house counsel showed up at her house, told her she was fired, and demanded her work laptop back immediately. They warned her not to delete anything on it or they would know. It was also reported that other employees were taken into private offices and grilled about their allegiance to Erika. It seemed paranoia at TPUSA was at an all-time high. Not long after this, Erika launched the Make Heaven Crowded tour.
Make Heaven Crowded tour? Girl, that's... This is your mass suicide event? Like, what are we doing?
Its website claims the tour is a gospel-centered gathering calling people to repentance, faith, and bold obedience to Jesus. They ask people to attend for a night of worship, preaching, and ministry. But the tour has faced controversy due to who Erika has aligned herself with. Pastor Greg Laurie is one of the speakers of the tour. Greg Laurie is the lead pastor of Harvest Christian Fellowship. A former pastor at his church named Paul Havsgard is now being sued by 23 victims in 12 separate lawsuits, with claims that for over 8 years he committed horrific abuse and SA against young boys at a church-supported children's shelter in Romania.
23?
The lawsuits name Harvard Christian
Romania? Didn't she fucking work in Romania? What? This
Fellowship
is weird.
and Greg
This is
Laurie as
weird.
defendants,
What the
claiming
fuck?
negligence and a
Didn't she
cover-up by
banned from that because that fucking place that she worked at was like, whoa,
church
okay.
leadership, claiming they ignored years of repeated warnings. At the time of this recording, Erika has not made a statement about having Greg Laurie as one of her speakers on the tour. She also kicked off the tour at Greg Laurie's church. Along with the chaos that was AmFest, Erika has publicly aligned TPUSA with major conservative figures like J.D. Vance, even endorsing him for...
Oh, I don't even think they touched on it, but at AmFest, they literally had a recreation of Charlie Kirk's murder scene for people to take photos. It was a photo op. What? What? It really feels like you're relishing in this. Like, it's weird.
2028 presidential run before he had formally launched a campaign. She also announced they're opening 50 TPUSA chapters per day in schools around the country. It was clear Erika won't be staying at home with her young children. She will be making sure TPUSA maintains power and influence with her at its helm. In her never-ending stream of interviews and appearances, she appeared at the New York Times Summit wearing a Ralph Lauren cashmere sweater dress and cape that together cost $5,380. In an outfit priced higher than most Americans' monthly pay, she lectured women for voting for Zoran Mamdani and for daring to seek support from the very government they subsidize with their taxes. Many conservative leaders tell women to stay home, limit ambition, and submit to male authority. But the women who deliver that message don't live by the same rules. Erika is now the leader of one of the most influential conservative youth organizations in the country. In other words, the anti-feminist did exactly what feminism made possible. She works, earns money.
All these women fucking do this. Like, there's all the fucking women, like the Republican women in Congress talk about this fucking bullshit. Laura Ingraham, fucking Laura Trump, like Katie Miller, all these fucking evil twats. They're working full time while telling women to go submit to their husbands and not work. Laura Ingraham isn't even married.
And has her own bank accounts. She speaks freely on national stages while somebody else watches her children. And then she turned around and told other women not to do the same. This contradiction is at the heart of the criticism surrounding Erika Kirk. She enjoys every benefit of feminist progress: financial independence, voting, a public voice, professional authority, and political power, while actively attacking
having a credit card. Like,
the movement that secured those rights in the first place. Rights that women fought to be able to have, yet Erika continues to paint feminism as corrosive, selfish.
I love how she gets some criticism for being like vapid and like attention seeking, and then she'll like show up with unbrushed hair for a day. Like, it's like, look, I'm not a narcissist. I didn't brush my hair today. Girl, okay.
And spiritually dangerous. On at least one podcast appearance with Charlie before his death, she openly joked that she was more conservative than he is. It was meant as a badge of honor, but the irony was hard to miss, because by any traditional conservative standard she promotes, Erika doesn't qualify. Where Charlie was aggressive, polarizing, and openly inflammatory, Erika offers something more palatable. She talks to the public with faith-forward language and emotional appeal, but the substance hasn't changed. The message is still about control. Control over women's bodies, choices, and futures. It's now just delivered with a softer voice in sequins and pastels. Erika Kirk is proof that feminism works and proof of how its gains can be weaponized against other women. When religious teachings about women's roles become highly profitable, who benefits and who is asked to sacrifice? With control of Turning Point USA and growing influence in conservative politics, Erika Kirk has positioned herself as a powerful figure. What comes next will show whether she's simply carrying on her husband's legacy or building something even bigger and potentially far more dangerous. And there will always be those with deep pockets who support the far right and their message of hate, because the patriarchy pays well. And yet, with all of Erika's media appearances and hosting multi-million-dollar events and black-tied dinners, Erika has never once mentioned gun violence. Not only was her husband killed by it, but firearm-related injuries are the leading cause of death in children ages 1 through 19 in the United States. Yet she tells women their duty is to stay home and protect their children, while refusing to confront the violence that keeps killing them. She promotes religion to control women while
Not
abandoning...
once, not a single time since her husband was assassinated, shot in the neck in public at a school shooting. Not a single time has she advocated for any form of gun control. Not even background checks.
Children's safety. This isn't faith. It's weaponized religiosity and a refusal to face
And
the consequences
weaponized
of
gender also.
her own ideology. This has been the story of Erika
God, I hate
Kirk.
her. I did not like that because the first thing my eyes fixed on was that squid. Thought she did squid on her bed. Girl. Oh, look at that one. Oh, on the right. So cute. My cats are sleeping right now. I would pick them up and show you, but they're both sleeping in a deep slumber. That one's been snoring the whole time. I don't think you can hear it. But really good video from Not the Good Girl. Erika Kirk is a fucking psycho. Like, I don't understand. Fuck Charlie Kirk and his gummy smile, his McDonald's logo hairline. Fuck all of them. They're a bunch of hypocrites. They're a bunch of bitches. Hate them all. Death to all of them. But other than that, like, yeah, I don't have much else to say. I've yapped enough. Keep your eyes open. Have a good night. Go check out Not the Good Girl if you haven't already. She's great. Have a good night, everybody.